My name is Ashley, and I was 19 years old when this happened to me. It was around 1:30 in the morning on a dark road in Virginia when I realized my friend had been right all along. He had begged us not to go. He had felt something was wrong, but we didn't listen. And for the next hour, my boyfriend and I, along with our friends, were being hunted by two men we'd never seen before. Before I get into what happened that night, if you've ever had a gut feeling that saved your life, drop a comment below. And if this story makes you never want to go ghost hunting again, please like and subscribe because I have more stories just like this one. I've always been fascinated by the paranormal. Even as a kid, I would read about haunted houses and ghost stories. When I was old enough to drive, I made it a hobby with my boyfriend. We would go out late at night, usually around midnight or later, and visit supposedly haunted locations. There were plenty of them around Virginia. Old colonial houses, cemeteries, roads where people had died. We would drive around, explore, take pictures, and try to find evidence of ghosts or spirits. My boyfriend lived in Williamsburg, which was perfect for this hobby. The area is old and steeped in history. There are tons of haunted locations nearby: Old House Woods, the colonial Williamsburg historic area, Roswell House, Crawford Road. We had visited most of these places multiple times. We never found any ghosts, but we had fun. We would drive around at night, smoke, laugh, and just enjoy the experience of exploring these creepy places. One night, we decided to get our group of friends together. We got 3 of our friends on board and planned a night of ghost hunting. One of my friends kept saying he had a bad feeling about it, that something didn't feel right. He wanted us to skip it. But we were young and excited. We wanted to go out, so we convinced him to come along. We started the night at Roswell House. It's a famous haunted location, a beautiful old house with a lot of history. The paranormal activity reported there is usually pretty tame. Doors opening on their own, the sound of footsteps. Cold spots. We didn't experience anything that night, but we had fun exploring the property, taking pictures, and talking about what we might see. By the time we left Roswell House, it was getting late, probably around midnight or a little after. We decided to head back, but take a detour through Crawford Road. It was out of the way. It would add maybe 30 minutes to our drive. But Crawford Road had a reputation. It was supposedly very haunted. There were stories about it. Dark stories. The road was about 10 miles long and very isolated. There was a bridge on it. The Crawford Bridge. That bridge had a terrible history. It was where they used to hang slaves. The area had reports of ghosts, of spirits that wouldn't let go. My friend, who had the bad feeling, wanted to skip Crawford Road. He kept saying we should just go home, or get some fast food and head back. He really didn't want to go down that road, but my boyfriend was driving, and my boyfriend wanted to go. So we went. We stopped at McDonald's first, got some food. My friend was quiet the whole time. He kept saying he had a bad feeling, that we should just go home. But nobody really listened to him. We were having too much fun. The night had been great so far. We were laughing and joking. We didn't think anything bad could happen. We got back in the car and headed toward Crawford Road. The road is very remote, very dark. There are barely any lights, just trees on both sides, long stretches of nothing. As we drove down it, the atmosphere in the car changed. It got quieter. We all felt it. Even though we were trying to be brave, there was a sense of dread. My friend kept saying he had a bad feeling. He was getting more and more anxious. I remember him asking my boyfriend to just turn around and go home. He was genuinely upset. But we were almost to the bridge. We could see it ahead. We decided we would just quickly go to the bridge, take some pictures, and then leave. As we came around the corner to see the bridge, we saw something that made us pause. There was a car parked on the side of the road, just sitting there, nobody inside that we could see. The car looked old and beat up, like it had seen better days. It seemed strange that someone would be parked there at 1:30 in the morning. We drove slowly past the car. We were trying to figure out what was going on. We thought maybe it was teenagers like us. Maybe they were ghost hunting too. Or maybe they were just hanging out. As we passed them, I looked over and saw the outline of two men inside. They were both older men, and they were both bald. I couldn't see their faces clearly in the darkness, but something about them felt wrong. Very wrong. I told my boyfriend to keep driving. Don't stop. Don't get out. Just keep going. He agreed immediately. He had the same feeling I did. We passed the car slowly. We were trying not to draw attention to ourselves, but as we started to turn the corner heading toward the bridge, I looked back in the mirror. The car's headlights came on, not gradually, suddenly, just turned on. The engines started, and the car slowly turned around. Then the headlights switched to high beams. Bright white light flooded our car, and the car slowly started following us. At first, we weren't too worried. We thought maybe it was just a coincidence. People drive at night all the time. Maybe they were just leaving. Maybe they were going the same direction we were. But as we drove, the car stayed right behind us. Very close. Not tailgating exactly, but closer than was comfortable. We decided to go faster. Not aggressively, just a little faster than we had been going. The road had a speed limit of about 30 or 40 miles per hour. We started going about 50. We wanted to lose them, to put some distance between us and that car, but the car sped up too. It matched our speed. It stayed right there behind us, still with those high beams on, blinding us, making it hard to see the road. My boyfriend kept looking in the mirror. All of us were starting to get nervous. We went faster, 55, 60. The car stayed right with us. It was almost touching our back bumper now, so close that we could barely see around them. At this point, we all knew something was wrong. This wasn't a coincidence. We were being followed. My friend, who had the bad feeling, started to cry. He was terrified. He kept saying he told us so, that he knew something was wrong. He was panicking in the back seat. My boyfriend pushed the car harder, 65 miles per hour. The car was still right on our tail. It didn't matter how fast we went. They matched us. They were keeping pace. They didn't try to pass us. They didn't try to do anything except stay right behind us, like they were herding us somewhere. We came up on a highway, a turn that would take us off of Crawford Road. There wasn't much traffic on the highway, almost no cars at all. It was the middle of the night on a remote road in Virginia. There was barely anyone else out there. My boyfriend didn't even slow down for the stop sign. He just drove right through, and the car behind us did the same. They ran the stop sign. They followed us. We saw a 7-Eleven up ahead, a light in the darkness, a place with people. My boyfriend thought if we pulled into the parking lot, maybe they would just keep going. Maybe they would leave us alone once they realized we were pulling into a place with witnesses. He pulled into the 7-Eleven parking lot. We would be alone in that parking lot except for that one car. And that other car, the one that had been following us. The car pulled in right behind us. Slowly, it parked right behind us in the parking lot. We were trapped. We didn't get out of the car. We didn't go into the 7-Eleven. We just sat there, in our car, in that empty parking lot, with the car behind us and the two bald men inside it. That's when my boyfriend did something that probably saved our lives. He didn't think. He didn't plan. He just reacted. He hit the gas hard. Our car jumped forward, tires squealing, and we shot out of that parking lot. The other car followed, but my boyfriend had gotten a jump on them. We were moving faster now. We got back on the road and started flying. Flying. Probably 80-90 miles per hour, maybe over 100. My memory is fuzzy from the fear and adrenaline. I managed to call the police, but I was hysterical. I was screaming. I could barely get the words out. I told them we were being chased, that two men were following us. I gave them the road we were on. I gave them our location. The car was still right behind us. The high beams were still on, blinding us. My boyfriend was gripping the steering wheel. His knuckles were white. His jaw was clenched. He was focused on the road, on getting away. At one point, the car got from behind us. It pulled up beside us. We were going over 100 miles per hour on a 2-lane road. This was insane. The road didn't allow passing at that speed. It was dangerous. But they didn't care about danger. They got up next to us, in the other lane, and I looked over. I saw movement at their window, something metallic, something that glinted in the streetlight. It looked like a gun, a barrel pointing toward our car. That's when my boyfriend slammed on the brakes. Our car stopped so fast it felt like we were going to flip. The other car kept going. They couldn't stop in time. They zoomed past us at over 100 miles per hour, but then we saw their brake lights come on. They were stopping too, and they were trying to turn around. My boyfriend threw the car into reverse and we started backing up. Then he turned the wheel and we were driving in the opposite direction. We were flying away from them. It took us a few minutes to realize we had lost them. We had actually managed to escape. We kept driving. We were looking for the most populated area we could find, a place with lights, with people, somewhere safe. We found an apartment complex. It was late. There were lights on in some of the buildings. We pulled in and parked, and then we just sat there. All of us, silent, processing what had just happened. My friend, who had the bad feeling, was vindicated. He didn't say, "I told you so." He didn't need to. We all knew. He had known something was wrong from the beginning. He had felt it, and we hadn't listened. I called the police back. I told them where we were. I told them we had lost the car. The operator asked me questions. What did they look like? What color was the car? Did I get the license plate? I couldn't answer most of those questions. It had been so dark. It had happened so fast. I had been so scared. The police said they would send officers to our location. My boyfriend told us to stay in the car with the doors locked, keep the engine running, be ready to drive if we needed to. We sat there for what felt like an eternity. Every car that drove past made us jump. Every shadow made us nervous. We thought they might come back. We thought they might find us. The police finally arrived. They took statements from all of us. They asked the same questions. What did they look like? What color was the car? Did I get the license plate? I still couldn't tell them much. The officers told us they would patrol the area. They told us to go straight home. They told us not to stop anywhere. Don't get gas. Don't stop for food. Just go straight home. We did. We drove straight home. Nobody said anything. We were all in shock. We were all processing what had just happened. Later that month, I learned that Crawford Road was known for gang activity. Gang members would patrol that road. They would target people, young people, people who looked easy to rob or hurt. We had been targeted. We had been chosen. If my boyfriend hadn't hit the brakes at exactly the right moment, if we hadn't been fast enough, if that gun had actually gone off, if any of those things had been different, we might not have made it home that night. I never went ghost hunting again. Not on Crawford Road. Not anywhere, really. The paranormal doesn't scare me, but people do. Real people. People who have the capacity to hurt others. That scares me. My friend who had the bad feeling was right. He knew something was wrong. He felt it. And I will never ignore that kind of intuition again. Because sometimes your gut feeling is the only thing standing between you and something terrible. Years later, I still think about that night. I still remember the high beams. I still remember the metallic glint I saw at their window. I still remember the feeling of being hunted, being chased down a dark road by two men who wanted to hurt us. It took me months to feel safe driving at night again. Months to stop jumping every time a car pulled up behind me with its high beams on. Months to stop having nightmares about that night. My boyfriend and I didn't last much longer after that. The trauma of that night put a strain on our relationship. We eventually broke up, but I will always remember him for keeping his head, for making the split-second decision to hit the brakes, for getting us away. I'm 31 now. I have moved away from Virginia. I live in a safer area. I still drive at night, but I'm always aware. I'm always checking my mirrors. I'm always ready to react, and I will never ever ignore my intuition again. Because that night taught me something. It taught me that evil is real, that there are people out there who will hurt others, that sometimes the scariest things aren't ghosts or spirits, they're real people, people with bad intentions. Crawford Road is still there. People still go ghost hunting on that road, but I will never go back. Some places are haunted by more than just ghosts. Some places are haunted by the very real possibility of danger, and that's a haunting I can live without. If you're watching this and you ever get a bad feeling about something, trust it. Don't ignore it. Don't push it aside. Your instincts might be the only thing that keeps you safe, because sometimes the most terrifying thing isn't what you can't see. It's what you can. And what you can do something about if you're fast enough, if you're brave enough, if you listen to that voice inside your head that tells you to run,